Okay, everybody, I'm so excited today because I am joined by Clara Stack, aka Lily from It. Welcome to Derry. We're talking about episode 2, so we're gonna have spoilers all about it. So make sure you watch episode first. How you doing today, Clara?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and happy Halloween. Thanks for coming on Halloween. I appreciate it.
Of course.
So let's just jump into this episode. So she wakes up having this nightmare of the theater incident from episode 1. So as an actress, how do you begin to even portray that level of trauma?
I think honestly, it's really important to let go of any self-consciousness or embarrassment you have and really take the time to get to that like deep, vulnerable place. And honestly, for me, I was just trying to think about everything that Lily's been through up until this moment and really just, take my time and really focus on the scene and just get to that vulnerable place. And I think I will say something that really helped was having people like Andy and Barbara and Ben Perkins, our acting coach on set, because they really gave all of us the time and the comfortability and they to do that and kind of experiment with the scene and try new things. And they honestly made the environment just really welcoming and safe and comfortable.
Well, that's great to hear that they did that, and I'm sure that helped a lot. And that's great that you're thinking about all this stuff and it really translates to the screen. And it's interesting some of the lines Lily says in this episode. One particular that stood out to me is when she says to Marge, "Kids are dead. Who cares about the patty cake?" So, does a line like this signal to you that Lily has essentially already been forced to be an adult in a way?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I think with everything she's been through, it's really forced her to, grow up and kind of gain the sense of maturity faster than others. With the loss of her dad and her mom not being super engaged in her life and struggling with her relationship with Marge and the patty cakes and fitting in at school and having all these horrible things happen. I think she's definitely been forced into adulthood. And I also think her time in Juniper Hill has really contributed to this. Because, instead of being able to open up and talk through her grief, she was kind of just forced into this place that was not safe or appropriate for what she was going through. And she was kind of exposed to all these barbaric treatments and horrific things. And I think that that definitely kind of shifted her priorities into more focusing on what's going on with, you know, all these it manifestations and really trying to figure out what's going on. And I don't think she has time kind of as much in the line to focus on the patty cakes or fitting in at school and things like that.
Yeah, and I like you mentioned Juniper Hill there, and it's interesting thinking about how she has this very like rich backstory you can dive into, and it's smart you're thinking about that. It really adds to layered performance and character. And there's this great cafeteria scene in this episode where Ronnie's laying into Lily here about not telling the cops what truly happened at the theater. Now, this scene to me was great too because not only the acting between you two, but the pounding in the background on the table. So, how was it like filming this scene, and was that happening separately? Was that happening while you guys were talking?
Yeah, so filming that scene was super great. It was towards the beginning of filming, and I loved working with Amanda Christine with this scene. I think it really I think this scene is important because it kind of shows this shift in Ronnie and Lily's dynamic from kind of being on the same team to kind of separating with their different priorities. And I think it also kind of highlights this struggle that Lily goes through, but between prioritizing herself and her not going back to Juniper Hill versus prioritizing Ronnie and her dad and helping her with that situation. So I think that kind of shows the struggle and that she feels with that. And yeah, the pounding, I'm pretty sure that was improvised by Marge and the patty cakes on the day. It was separate. That was not happening during the scene. And I think it's so cool to see with post and editing and everything add together. I think it was really cool to see that it heightened the stakes so much in kind of an unusual way, It wasn't like music or something like that. It was just the pounding, which I think really added to the scene.
Oh, that's cool. And little movie magic there. I like that. Or TV magic. But okay, and that's interesting. You mentioned how this scene showing Ronnie and her having this riff now, and that awkward position Lily's in. But do you believe there was any chance that Lily was going to tell Chief Bowers what really happened at that theater? Like even the slightest chance?
Yeah, I definitely think there was a hint of temptation to tell Chief Bowers what really happened because I think so much of what Lily craves in her life is validation, especially from adults. And I think that she really just longs for a person or a figure in her life that she can confide in and tell the truth to, and that they'll listen to her and hear her out and understand her and not call her crazy when she tells them what happened. But with that being said, I also think Lily's a very intelligent girl, and I think as sad as it is, she acknowledges that Chief Hours is not going to be that figure for her. And if she tells him what really happened, she will be sent back to Juniper Hill. And I think that's one of Lily's biggest fears. So I think that, along with Chief Bowers being a very manipulative person and her being in this intimidating environment all by herself in this police office, I think all those aspects kind of led to her decision ultimately to not tell the truth.
Oh, that's interesting. It's fascinating too how deep you go into that. And yeah, I think that's really like fascinating too, the aspect of that, but also the pressure that Chief is putting on her. And it's interesting because you also then have this wild grocery store scene, which I loved with you. And were you aware of the background actors during that scene and what they were doing the whole time as they were playing the It manifestation and looking at you funny and stuff?
Yeah, I was. It was really funny actually because Andy was on like a microphone and he would just yell out random things for the background actors to do. So although it's a super intense scene in the within the series, filming it was honestly really fun because I would just hear Andy yelling all these different things and kind of like feeling these background actors behind me sneaking up on me and chasing me. So although it was super intense, there were also times where I was trying not to laugh and it was, it was honestly really fun.
So interesting too to add to that. I mean, it's such a cool visual scene with the aisles moving in on you and you getting this claustrophobic effect. But when you're moving that cart with the blocking of that, that must have been really interesting, right? Like, were you stopping in certain points and they're like, "We'll make this look right later," or was there like, where were you even moving?
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see all the aisles moving in, but it was happening in real time. I mean, obviously I couldn't see them because they were behind me, but the aisles would move in as I was walking down the aisle. So that was super cool because one of the things about Andy is that I think he tried to use like CGI or visual effects or do things in post as little as possible, and he tried to make it really real in the moment, which is something that I absolutely love about him as a director. So yeah, it was all happening in real time, and there was definitely some blocking that we had to work out, but overall filming that was really fun.
That's really cool. And now it leads to then the big moment with the pickle jars, meaning so much too. But was there really all those pickle jars there? And how bad was the pickle smell? And what were you actually seeing as the effect of the dad's body parts?
Yeah, so leading up to that scene, there were jars upon jars of pickles on set. I've never liked pickles. I definitely don't think I ever will after this scene. But yeah, you would walk into the studio and the smell of pickles would hit you instantly, no matter where you were. It was a massive studio, and even if you were on the completely other side, you would just smell pickles right away. And for the filming, they had like a rubber kind of like deformed dad pickle head for me to look at when I was on the ground. But then for the close-up shots, I was looking at a tennis ball sometimes or a piece of tape attached to the camera. Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting. And it makes it even more impressive you're acting in that scene, possibly looking at like a tennis ball. It's cool. Does that make you excited too? Because I'm just imagining as you're mentioning it, like the possibility of like a haunted house they could make with like it smelling like pickles when you walk in. And also that excitement of like action figures being made of you or you being integrated into haunted houses. Like, does that excite you as an actress?
totally. Yeah. I mean, I think we all put so much work into this show, and I think we all had such an incredible time working on it. So to see the effects now and to see people, loving the show and reacting to it, it's really, really cool. And it definitely makes me excited for what's to come.
Now, at this point, at the end of the episode, we're seeing that Lily sadly is being put back into Juniper Hill or worse fear. But after everything that happens in this episode, does a part of her believe she is maybe Loony Lily?
Yeah, I definitely think a part of her does believe that. And I think that's one of the main things that she struggles with throughout the series is that balance between convincing other people that she's not crazy and convincing herself that she's not crazy. Because I definitely think to a certain extent, I mean, you believe what you hear, if you're hearing a bunch of people calling you crazy, you're going to start to question that yourself and kind of believe that. So while I think she believes deep down that she's not crazy. I definitely think there are some moments where she questions it and she really has to ground herself and tell herself that she isn't Loony Lily.
Yeah, no, that's interesting and fascinating, and I really think it's just already made the character iconic with having that nickname too. It's really cool. It's really fun, and it's interesting. What I love about her is that she wears the turtle charm in the show, and I'm wondering, do you keep that turtle charm on with you off of set when you aren't filming? And are you a fan of turtles?
Yeah, I definitely am a fan of turtles now after this show. But yeah, I actually have the charm bracelet. I got to take it home with me, so it's sitting on my dresser at home right now. But yeah, that's honestly probably one of my favorite things that I got to take from set because I think it, obviously the turtle symbolizes a lot, and I think it was just a really cool thing that Lily got to wear in the show.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love it. But would you keep it on though, like when you weren't filming too, or would you take it off when you get home? Like, do you keep the thing?
No, I had to take it off every day after filming. But yeah, I mean, we always had to keep reminding ourselves right before filming to put it back on so that
Oh,
it would stay on throughout. Yeah.
I can imagine. Now, was there a whiplash effect for you having such a tight-knit group of kids in this first episode and that you're also acting with, and then half of them to be killed off at the end? Was that strange? Is that kind of like tough too?
It was definitely strange. I mean, we started filming with episode two and the later episodes, so I hadn't filmed with the kids in episode one. I started with the other group. So then going back, it wasn't as much of a whiplash effect because I hadn't filmed with them before, but getting to film episode one with them was super incredible and super cool, and especially the movie theater scene, that's definitely one of the my favorites.
Oh yeah, so good and memorable. And it's always hard for me as a viewer to watch scenes where someone's getting bullied and Lily takes a lot of it. So I've always wondered, is it hard being the actress who's getting bullied in the scene, or does that not really affect you?
No, yeah, it's definitely hard. I mean, I have so much empathy for Lily. I think she's such a vulnerable character, and I think she's been through so much to see her get bullied like this is definitely hard. And I think that, I mean, whether people have been bullied forwardly or not, I think everyone can relate to the feeling of not fitting in or trying to change yourself to be someone you're not to fit in. So I hope that can resonate with some people. I mean, even if you're not having pickles being stuffed in your locker, I hope some people can kind of relate to what Lily's feeling in that sense.
Yeah, and I feel like it's already makes her the most easy to root for. Like I'm always rooting for Lily, really attached to her. And after this series, do you see yourself doing more horror now? Like, have you enjoyed doing it? Is this something you want to kind of lean into in your career?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love horror. I watched it chapter one when I was maybe 9 years old, and it definitely scared me, but I loved it. And working on this series was so much fun. I love all the horror aspects of it and all the horror sequences. So yeah, I definitely love to do more of it in the future.
Oh, nice. I love to hear that. And I can't wait to see that. And now, before I let you go, without spoiling, can you give us maybe an adjective, one word, or even like a little teaser for maybe what's to come in the next episodes?
Yeah, I think this show just definitely does not get any less crazy. So I would definitely describe it as shocking and suspenseful. But yeah, you guys will just have to wait and see.
All right, I can't wait. Everybody watch Clara Kill It and It Welcome to Derry. The new episode is out today. It is Halloween. It's an early release, but it will be every Sunday going forward on HBO. So make sure to check out this new episode and check out the ones after. Clara, thank you for joining me, and I hope to talk again in the future.
Of course, thank you so much.